slide, we can see different types of dimension. When you just have a dot, that's 0 dimension. There's nothing there, just one little dot. As soon as you stretch it out into a line, that becomes a 1 dimension. Basically just length if it's going this way. When you get into 2 dimensions, now you've got a square. Okay, there's still no thickness to it, but now you've got the 4 sides. Once you get into 3 dimension, now you're into space. You're into the spatial aspect of the shape, and that's what we want to think about with our hair cutting too, because hair cutting isn't flat. There's 3 dimensions to a head, and there'll be 3 dimensions to haircuts. 2-dimensional, again, is kind of like that piece of paper. 3-dimensional, when you look at this bridge, you move from that piece of paper to something that has both height, all the 3 things, height, width, and depth. And that bridge, the animated part, really shows how that depth is created by the visual perspective. When we talk about height, we're talking about elevation. This is how high the hair is lifted, high or low off of the natural fall of the hair. Width is our over direction. So I should go back for a second and talk about how height is observed from the vertical perspective. Width, the over direction, you'll notice the head shape, we're looking at it from the horizontal perspective. And that over direction is what's going to create the shape. The depth, this is our 3rd dimension, refers to the length. Okay, so somebody who's got short hair versus long hair, it changes everything about the cut, but the depth is that 3rd dimension. So you've got the elevation, how high it's lifted, you've got the over direction, and then you have how long or short you cut the haircut. This is a great example of our 3 dimensions kind of in action. You can see height, width, this depth is longer, and this shape is created because of all those 3 things working together. A shorter shape would be different the way it moves. Now we'll talk about distribution of weight, which is our 3rd principle. So if you look at all 4 of these slides, or all 4 of these heads, what do you notice about them? Is there anything different?
The texture.
The texture, right? Yep, so texture is one of several things that affect the distribution of weight in a haircut. You've got texture of the hair, whether it's straight, wavy, curly, or coily. All of that affects how the shape is created with the weight distribution. The density of the hair, how much hair is on that head, how high you elevate the hair, whether you over direct it or not, and what kind of length that you leave in it. All of those things affect distribution of weight. Okay, so looking at this slide, here's your elevation. If I lift a haircut up and take weight out, it's going to create a bit of a different shape than if I leave it all down here, right? The weight will distribute. Same thing is if I over direct the hair back and forth, that's going to create differences in weight. How I hold the hair, whether I hold it at a horizontal or a vertical, you've probably noticed when you hold hair like this and cut it, it leaves a heavier shape than when you hold it like this and cut it. And then when you're graduating, there's everything in between. You can cut really short graduations and really long, heavy graduations.